Chris Fallows.
I'm really glad there aren't 4 or 5 people here today. Mostly because I'm vain and I like a crowd to listen to me. Okay, hi. Thank you for listening to me for a bit. I am Chris Fallows. I'm the theater director and teacher at Heritage High School. Thanks for allowing me today. Okay, some things you should know about me, some people already do. I look for ways, go out of my way to look for ways to make my life more difficult. This year, beyond my rehearsals and the other things we do, I have 37 different nights of performance lined up. I'm also planning a 4-day trip to Ashland, and then in October we go to New York City, and then I'm also in February taking a group to Sacramento to compete at the Linnea Festival. And by the way, I'm not going home after this meeting. I'm going back to work because at Heritage right now the joint senior show, which is combined, I started last year with Liberty. I'm going to be back there probably till 10 or 11 tonight because that's how I roll. And by the way, as was mentioned, we do have a show at Liberty tonight at 7 o'clock on Friday and at 2 o'clock on Saturday. $5. $7 for adults, but if you act young enough, I might let you in. Okay, so I'm also very, very much an optimist. I look on the bright side of life. I assume the best in everyone I meet. I go out of my way to figure out what part of my transaction with other people are my fault. And if it's 2%, then I want to fix that 2%. If it's 100%, it doesn't matter. I want to fix it because I want to be, do what I got to do first. I also have been listening to the negotiations with the district and some of the ire and thinking, it can't be that bad. I assume there must be something wrong with the numbers that the union's saying, and it can't be that way because I believe that the district would do everything it could to support me. I assume that a budget crisis would prevent people from giving me more, and you can't really begrudge somebody for not doing what they really cannot do. That's just silly. So I went to Ed Data and I looked up some stuff. And I have a flyer. All right, I have extras.
I will help.
Not very many extras, so you're going to have to share with a friend or an enemy.
I already know.
Or a frenemy, it's up to you. Oh, okay, you go that way, I'll go this way. All right, anybody want one? They're free. I had to use my own paper because I didn't want to use district resources. So, there you go. Good to you guys. All right, so. You're welcome. Okay. Whoa, hey, I gave mine away. Sorry. I'm just a giver. And then I take back. Okay, so if this data came from eddata.org, these are the actual unaudited actuals as reported by the school district each year. I'd like to point out in the years prior to the budget crisis, which began kind of 08-09, you'll notice that the ending balance run between 5 and 7% of the total balance, right? That was before the budget crisis when we apparently weren't worried about losing money. So then, in 08, we started with, it's actually 07-08, if that makes sense to you. It's the year ending in 08. We started with $3.7 million, and over the next 9 years, we ended up with 14, or we're planning on ending up with 14. That's not exactly accurate because that assumes the district budget now assumes a 0% raise for teachers. If they had given the offered 4%, and that was included in this, the ending balance would not be $14.8 million, it would be $13.5 million. So, and 17 point something, I can't remember what off the top of my head, instead of the 18.6 that they project now. So, during the budget crisis, the only year that the district actually did not make money, and that's a weird term because we don't make money, we aren't a business, but the term where we ended up with less money than we started was in 10, where we lost 1.85 million. Every other year, we posted a gain except for 2013. That's a little misleading because we pulled $4 million out of the budget that year to build the science wing at Liberty. I hope it's nice. We pulled another $2 million the next year for that purpose and still managed to make, if that's the right word, $1.38 million. So, my big question is, why, during the worst economic hardship since the Depression, did we add about $10 million, doubling our ending balance as a percentage, and still manage to spend $6 million on a science wing for Liberty? If you look down, I thought, okay, now the district has, my understanding is that the district has maintained that raises in these hard times would have been financially untenable. And I believed it, so I did a little research into that. That's the next box you'll see under that. If the district had given us 0.5% more than whatever they did, which was between 0 and 2, they didn't add 0.5 to the 2015 last year, because we got some money that year. So if we, and I added an extra 10% of that 0.5% to accommodate for the fact that the district also has to put money into STIRS, even though during that time they were paying less than 9%, but I rounded off and made it 10. And if they had done that and given us an extra 3% over those 6 years, plus the 4% they were offering, so a total of 7, they would end up with an ending balance now of 8.03 million, or 10.1, which is roughly double the ending balance percentage before the budget crisis. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I also looked, and as you see at the bottom, that of course didn't happen. They didn't give us those 3% over those 6 years. So if they gave us 7 now, they'd have an ending balance of $12,297,988, or 15.4% of the ending balance. It seems like when there's a rainy day, you save for a rainy day, but when it's raining, you don't save for a rainy day, you get out of the rain, right? And you take care of what you got to take care of during the times that are hard. So I'm not saying that this would have been the best use of all that money. I am saying, by the way, you'll notice that if we had done that, we still would be gaining money year over year, not losing money year over year. And so we would be growing our overall average and still paying that money. Maybe we should have done something else, like not fire a bunch of counselors or have enough books for everybody. I don't know. But I do know that there must have been a use for that money better than not using it. Okay, so I feel like...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Thank you for all this information. Could you kind of wind it down? We only have a little bit
You bet.
of time.
I'll finish it up.
Trying to get everybody in.
Yeah, okay. I think the problem is that in the end, will probably stay here. I took a big pay cut to come here from the Brentwood Union District. I did the math, and I probably, over the course of my career here, as opposed to staying at Bristol where I was teaching before, I probably will have lost about $90,000 over my career by coming here. And, but I do it because I really, really, really like my job. I flipping love it. And I think, pretty good at it, and I care a lot. And the problem is that I think in the end I'm going to stay. And I still believe I can change the world, and I'm probably going to let myself be undervalued because I value my students. And there are a lot of teachers here just like me in this room who do the same. I feel like the district is counting on that. We're terrible business people. But this is not a business. A business model considers how much you can get out of people. And we're the opposite of a business. We consider how much we can give to people. So consider this, the last paragraph. Because you hadn't taken advantage of someone does not mean you should. You, as the board, have the ability to care for us as much as we care for our students. I'm asking for a complete reversal of perspective. Not the perspective of what will they agree to, but the perspective of what can I do to help them. I think that that's what we do in our classrooms. We don't think about what the minimum is we can give to the people that we have charge over, but how much we can possibly do for them. And I ask that you do the same for us.